Hello, Helen Chin Liu here, certified reflexologist, certified energy medicine practitioner, Reiki master teacher, the owner of the Healing Place and the Healing Place Energy School. Isn't this a glorious day? It's Sunday. I'm sitting in the woods and I'm thinking about what would I like to talk about and share with you today. Energy tips. It's all about energy tips and coming back to balance and just feeling good. I was just thinking, for those people who wanted to attend my free webinar last week, stop giving away your healing powers. I want to talk about, I want to come back and share with people who missed it and some tips. So I was thinking, what would people like to learn? How do we give away our healing powers? Well, I'm going to talk about the 5 biggest, I would say, biggest power giveaway that we give away to people, to others, and we don't even know it. And then tomorrow I want to go into how we unconsciously actually give away our healing powers. So the 5 ways we give away our healing powers are addiction. Think about what you're addicted to. Like with me, as much as I love being with my family, I'm addicted to work. I love doing my work. I love sharing because there's so much that I want to do. So if you're a shopaholic, chocolate holic, a foodie holic, think what owns you. Yeah, that's true. Think about what owns you. And you can't get around it and you can't break the cycle. So if you're a smoker and if you go into the leisure drugs, you got to ask yourself, why does this item own you, and how do you start, if you choose, to break away from it? And we're going to talk more about that in this upcoming week. Repetitive, destructive relationships. Think about who you give your powers away to. It could be a spouse, a partner, somebody at work, at church. We give our powers away to everybody to some degree, especially if we're in a repetitive pattern. Most one that comes to me is your parents. Your parents from day one has been telling you what to do from the moment you get up to the moment you go to bed. And yes, parents want to guide you and give you guidance, but and most times than not, parents don't give you choices. Yeah, it'd be nice to have a choice in what we do and say. So, number 3, financial challenges. You know, unfortunately, money is power. The more money you have, the more you might be thinking about what do I do with it? How do I keep it? How do I keep it coming back to me? And if you're the person who don't have money, you're trying to figure out, how am I going to get by? How am I going to live? How am I going to make ends meet? And then all of a sudden, money owns you. I know it's tough. Because as I'm describing all 5 of these things, just think about where you fall into these categories and how you give away your power and actually leak it out. Number 4, health issues. This is something that I teach my Reiki students. Everybody has defective DNA. I don't care who you are. And I always say to people, what activates the defectiveness? And depending on where you get caught in your thoughts can actually activate illnesses. And then once you become sick, and especially if you go to doctors and they can't diagnose what's going on with you, then think about the trap you fall into that's repetitive and you can't break out of it, and it feels incredibly hopeless. I truly believe we activating our self-ability to heal. I talked about that in one of our webinars, in my webinars. I should think about how you give your powers away to others, especially if you're sick. And lastly, depression. You know, if you're mentally not stable. And what is depression? Well, in energy work, depression usually means the energy is excessive and then it becomes deficient. And once that energy can't find the right balance in us, what happens a lot of time, we end up blowing what I call a chakra fuse. And this is something I'm really passionate. Hi, Lynn. Thank you for joining me. And if you have a question, feel free to jump in. You know, this is something I'm really passionate, is to teach people how to balance the energy in their bodies. And I don't want to go into propaganda, but this is something I've been really passionate. In fact, in my energy class, I've developed a chakra 101, Know Your Energy, because I really want everyone to have an understanding how their energy flows. Excuse my dog, I'm out. One of the things coming back, how to acknowledge your, I would say, your journey, as you acknowledge these 5 things, you know, your health, your money, your financial. Think about what owns you, especially if you're stuck in a repetitive energy pattern, and what can you do that is different. This is really key. This is the only way we could break our patterns, is start to acknowledging why and where you're stuck, and what are you willing to do to change it. I know this makes a lot of sense, because this is something I've been personally doing for the last 12 years of my journey. And yes, do I still get stuck? I do. So think about, if you want to comment where you get stuck, I'm more than willing to share my knowledge with you, even on Facebook Live. All right, so that's my tip. And then tomorrow, let's make a video on how do we start the pattern of the stuckness, and I want you to start understanding what you do. And this is not about beating yourself up. It's just coming back to acknowledging who you are, being okay where you are, and if you sincerely want to make changes, I'll help you with that. And before you know it, you're going to break that cycle. So be well, and I'll talk to you really soon. Bye-bye.